Russia has agreed to stop targeting Ukrainian energy sites after a phone call this morning between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. It was a long way short of a full truce, but a start to negotiations. Live to Trudy McIntosh, who's in Washington for us. Trudy, it was a long phone call. What do we know?
Yeah, over 90 minutes, this phone call between President Trump and Vladimir Putin. In the end, it stops well short of that full ceasefire that the Americans had been pushing for. They got Ukraine to agree to that last week, but no luck with Vladimir Putin today. The big takeaway from this is that Russia now, the Kremlin says the president has ordered the Russian military not to target Ukrainian energy infrastructure sites for the next 30 days. And the Russians say that Ukraine has agreed to do the same. But Russia also had a big ask for President Trump here, and that is that the US and other allies would stop providing any military or intelligence assistance to Ukraine if they want to go down this path of permanent peace. A huge demand, the one that you can't imagine Ukraine or Europe would ever agree to. I wanted to show you the statement just in, though, from President Trump on Truth Social. He has called this phone call a very good and productive one with the president, pointing to that ceasefire on energy and infrastructure. And he says that there's an understanding they'll be working quickly towards a complete ceasefire now. And he goes on to say that the war wouldn't have started if he was president. The White House, in its statement, it provided a lengthy readout going into some of the additional detail here, saying both leaders agreed that the conflict needs to end with a lasting peace, stressing the need to improve those bilateral ties. It then says that the leaders agreed a movement to peace begins with that energy and infrastructure ceasefire, as well as these technical negotiations on how to implement a maritime ceasefire in the Black Sea, a full ceasefire, and then permanent peace. Interesting, the Russian side, much more extensive in what they're willing to say publicly. They say that today they're going to do this prisoner swap, 175 prisoners from both sides with Ukraine, an additional 23 from the Russian side as a, quote, act of goodwill from the Russians to give back injured Ukrainian soldiers. And a fascinating final point from Russia. They say that Trump was supportive of Putin's idea to have this symbolic ice hockey match between American and Russian players. We know that Vladimir Putin enjoys ice hockey, to say the very least. He once in 2019 scored 8 goals. Pity the goalkeeper who was there. Pete, interesting to me, though, no reference at all at this so far from the American side as to whether this is something that's actually going to happen. Ultimately, on the bigger picture, this total ceasefire yet to be agreed.
Yep, okay. Well, imagine that. Sport bringing about an end to a war. They say sport and politics shouldn't mix. Well, maybe it does in this instance. Appreciate that, Trudy. Thank you.